Hello everyone and welcome to ESL's Go4SC2 number 49 finals, sponsored by SteelSeries. I'm your caster Kessel and we're going to have game 3 between DarkForce, who's going to be spawning as the teal Zerg. That is a pretty color for Zerg, at least. I like that color for Zerg. And he's going to be playing against Tarson, who's going to be spawning as the red Terran at the bottom right. So this is going to be game 3 between these players, and both players showing an exceptional amount of skill. DarkForce actually overwhelming Tarson in game 2 with banelings that didn't work in the first game. So Tarson a little kind of complaining about the connection going on, and DarkForce now saying that he had a spike. So both players are operating on bad connection, but playing exceptionally well for for their condition. So while I continue to stutter, this is going to be on Shakuros Plateau. Shakuros? Oh, hey, if anyone knows how to really pronounce it like properly, please tell me. But I'm gonna say Shakuros Plateau, and they're gonna spawn from opposite sides of each other. So this is gonna be an interesting game. Hopefully this will last a little bit longer than last game. And Tarson going the same build that he's been going ever since he's, I guess, ever played. I've seen Tarson go this build many times. He hasn't really deviated. DarkForce also going the same exact build as well, getting that hatchery over at his expansion. I would really like to see something different from both players, trying to adapt really to each other's playstyles, but both players very thick-headed. DarkForce, though, is going to be able to spot Tarson's base first, and he's going to start attacking that SCV with his drone. Meanwhile, Tarson isn't able to spot DarkForce's base, and actually DarkForce just went straight for the corner. Tarson, though, on the other hand, is just trying to scout all over the place, trying to find where DarkForce is. And will DarkForce be able to stop this SCV from spotting whatever DarkForce is doing? Probably not, because drones are really weak against SCVs. The spawning pool is just starting to pop out, and the Marines are coming out for Tarson as well. He has completely blocked off his ramp, and the SCV is going to be able to do scouting duties over here, seeing what's going on in Tarson's base. Tarson, on the other hand, just continuing the macro up, getting a couple links to deal with this SCV, and just droning it up, getting a queen as well out of that hatchery. And once again, Tarson getting that factory, probably going to pump out a couple Hellions, and he's probably going to put a starport as soon as he has enough gas to do so. I think he has enough gas anyway. Let's see, how much does starports cost? 100 gas, so he does have enough. And yep, there goes the starport, as I predicted, because I have telekinesis. Or no, not telekinesis, telepathy. Telekinesis is the ability to move objects with your mind, while telepathy is the ability to read minds. So telepathy is what I have, not telekinesis. I wish I could move stuff with my mind, but I can't. I kind of want to be able to do that, though. I watched Push, and it was an okay movie, but it wasn't that good. I wish it was better. It had a lot of potential, especially since Chris Evans was in it. I always expect a lot from Chris Evans. After all, he did Not Another Teen Movie, and I was actually pretty impressed with that movie. But anyway, back to casting. The Hellions and Marines are moving their way up the ramp, and the Lings are going to be able to completely block those Marines off, and those Marines are going to take a beating. The Hellion barely escaping with its life. Metalbog boost is almost done, and Attack Lab is going up on the starport once again. And is he going to get it? Oh, yep, there we go. Another Banshee. I can read Tarson's mind like none other. Meanwhile, DarkForce finally getting that lair, but no Roach Warren once again. I always wonder why, after seeing those Hellions so many times, he wouldn't go Roaches, but I guess the speed that those Hellions have give a huge disadvantage to the Roaches. But anyway, the Hellions are content to just stand up here with the Marines, getting that bunker down. He is getting the command center as well. DarkForce, on the other hand, is just continuing to try and saturate his forces up here, getting a spine crawler up here to defend the ramp. And the lair is 3/4 of the way done, so I guess he's just waiting. But he hasn't gotten another extractor in his base, so it looks like he isn't going to go very gas heavy. He is getting that bangling's nest though, and he hasn't gotten any of the gas other than the first gas in his main. He is also getting a roach warren, so we'll see if DarkForce actually goes roaches this time instead of just building a roach warren. And DarkForce still relatively low on gas, but I think what he's thinking right now is go a lot of banglings, go a lot of zerglings, so he gets a lot of movement going on. And the Banshee is starting to fly up over here. As you can see in the production tab, the engineering bay is going up as usual, and DarkForce getting that Banshee a couple good hits before the Banshee gets away. And Tarson is now complaining about something else. I'm complaining about his build though, because I just want to see something else come out of Tarson. Something crazy, something Little One style, but well, you know, not everyone is the Little One. Some people need a set build to go by. And Tarson now starting to transfer a couple of his SCVs over to the main over here and getting that orbital command as well. And that Banshee is just flying all over the place trying to figure out an opening. DarkForce on the other hand isn't building any tech building except that roach warren, I guess, but he isn't going to go anything else other than lings and banelings, because if it worked once, why not again? But he isn't going to Spire this time, which is quite interesting. Tarson going the same exact build that he went last time, getting those 3 barracks, 1 with Tech Lab, 2 with reactors, and he's probably going to go stim packs first and combat shields second. Wow, oh man, I've seen so many of Tarson's games that it's kind of ridiculous. I can actually predict what he's going to build, but he is slightly supply blocked right now, so he needs to get a supply depot up, which he's doing right now. And Tarson just continuing to build up his forces. Meanwhile, DarkForce is continuing to just macro up. He is getting that Spire now, and he is getting Overlord speed as well. There is still that Banshee floating over here, kind of useless for now, but we'll see if he does anything like a push to get in and then have the Banshee do a little bit of attacking on the side. But there are 2 queens inside the base, so I doubt that Banshee is going to be able to do much damage. A Viking also coming up, but I got hurt from the queens, I assume, trying to fly over here. More medevacs being built, and a couple marines, and that Overlord is going to get sacrificed to see what's going on inside of Tarson's base. But honestly, at this point, I don't even think he needed to do that, because if he played Tarson so much, he should know what build Tarson is going. So I mean, I think, oh, DarkForce trying to get a hatchery up here, but that hatchery is going to get almost taken out by that Banshee. The Queen moving slowly but surely up here, trying to get to that hatchery before it dies, and it's going to barely, yep, it's going to be able to get in there, but that Banshee is just going to kite away. And there are a lot of lings and banelings, and this creep tumor is getting spread really rapidly right now, trying to get it past the grass, but the grass is going to block sight, so he needs to get like 1 zergling over here so that creep tumor can continue spreading that creep. Banshee, on the other hand, has finally given up trying to attack DarkForce's base, and it's going to move back and get healed by the SCVs. Another factory going up again from Tarson, and he's probably going to put a tech lab on that as well and go a lot of siege tanks. Siege mode is finished, and Tarson is content to just stand there and wait. But this is a really bad idea. DarkForce is expanding twice. His first expansion is done, or his second expansion is done, and he's getting a third over here in the corner. A couple of Hellions trying to move in, and there are a lot of Mulisk on the field. DarkForce just getting a couple Mulisks now, and the Hellions are trying to find a way to harass, but ooh, will that creep tumor go down? Nope, the Hellions actually get completely taken out, and the Mulisk are going to have complete control of the air. Tarson moving that Banshee over, but it's not going to outrun those Mulisks, and it's going to get easily taken out. Combat shields being researched, and another hatchery, or it's the same hatchery, is still coming up, and that Banshee has nowhere to go but down. A couple medevac over here with a lot of Marines getting almost dropped, but backing up once again, and the Queen just kind of standing there waiting for another, I guess, another drone to come over here and build another base. Tarson's still operating on one base. He has a relatively large force, but he doesn't seem to really want to push out. The Marine's trying to take out these rocks over here so he has easier access over to the base over here. And DarkForce just moving, flying his Mutalisks all over the place, just scouting out any extra bases, trying to keep Tarson contained. But that is a lot of Marines, and he's going to see those rocks starting to get taken out. So he knows something is up. And DarkForce continuing to build drones, trying to drone up, get macroed up, and try and defeat this force with just macro. But those Marines and siege tanks are starting to move up. They're going to spot a couple of these overlords, and there is a Viking in the skies. But the Mutalisks are going to be able to not take out this Viking. Or there we go. That Viking does get taken out, but those rocks are going to get destroyed. And DarkForce's hatchery is in serious trouble. The siege tanks are now slowly moving up, and they're going to siege up right in the corner over here. They're going to be right in the range of that command center or hatchery, and they're going to just shell away. There's nothing that DarkForce can really do about this for now. And DarkForce does cancel that before it gets completely destroyed. A couple of Mutalisks do get shot down by the Marines, and Tarson just slowly turtling up. He's going to be able to annihilate this drone once he gets sight over here, which he hasn't, but he is going to most likely. The siege tank a little bit overextended over there. One of them does go down, and those Marines aren't able to keep up